So you said there's 7 projects in the company's portfolio. Quillalujack, also known as Q14, is the focus, but you have Pikoo. What do you have there?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening?
No, Pikoo was another key part of our sort of our plan when we rolled out the company in the winter of 2013. We knew Q1 to 4 and getting that bulk sample was a key plank for us and what we wanted to accomplish. But we also knew it would take us time to get permitting in place, funding in place, and it was a 2014 project. So that's where Pikoo kind of stepped in for us. It was another property that we optioned from Stornoway. They had done some very good early exploration work, targeted an area of Saskatchewan that had no known kimberlites were located there. They weren't known to be present there, but geologically, it was the kind of spot you'd look for and say, yeah, there's potential to be diamonds in this area. They did that early work, till sampling, came up with indications that there were kimberlites there, and essentially it had defined 2 target areas. They were ready to drill. And again, they were focused on financing Renard, so we stepped in and came to terms where we were able to fund that initial drilling program in 2013. Fit the bill for us because it provided news while we prepared for the bulk sample at Quillalujack. And it worked really well, textbook really. I mean, those targets that they defined, we drilled 10 holes. We hit kimberlite in 9 of them. A number of those intercepts were quite narrow, but one body, which we call PK150, has some size to it. We drilled it with 3 holes and put in just over 200 kilos of kimberlite for caustic fusion analysis, which is the microdiamond analysis that you do for an early stage diamond project. Instead of looking for bigger commercial sized diamonds, you're just looking to see if there's any really tiny diamonds there at all. And our result was pretty spectacular. It was from the 200 odd kilos, we had 745 diamonds, but most importantly, there was 23 stones that were greater than 0.85 millimeters, which is kind of a key threshold. Once a diamond gets to about 1 millimeter in size or bigger, that's when it starts to have some commercial value. And when we sort of plot them up in the typical manner that we do to try and evaluate these sorts of results, they compare very favorably to the other sort of high-profile exploration plays in Canada. They actually are better results, say, than the initial diamond results out of Lac de Gras on the Point Lake kimberlite that was discovered by Diamet and BHP in the early 90s that kickstarted the whole industry in Canada. Not to say we're guaranteed to find kimberlites with those sorts of grades at Lac de Gras, but it's a really good start. I mean, it's the kind of thing you want to see. One thing we get asked is why we didn't drill more. It, in some ways, was a bit of a business decision in that our agreement with Stornoway was structured in a way where we needed to drill 2,000 meters, and so that's the amount we drilled. We evaluated the kimberlites for diamonds, and there's diamonds there. And then we looked at it as a joint venture with Stornoway and decided what's the best way to proceed with this project. And when I think as explorationists, when we look at what we did in 2013, it was really a proof of concept. We showed that in this area of Saskatchewan, there's diamondiferous kimberlites, and if we drill at the head of kimberlite indicator mineral trains, which are sort of the target that we're looking for in the earliest stages of exploration, we can have a very high success rate with the drill, and therefore it didn't make sense to rush up and just start drilling geophysics targets blindly. That we needed to carry on doing that careful work that Stornoway had started, and come up with more targets. And that's
So you have more targets?
Yeah, we do, and that's what we did this year. We went up, did more till sampling in 2 programs, one in June and then another this fall. And some ways, thankfully, we're shown to have been on the right track, and we've come up with anywhere from 2 to maybe as many as 6 totally distinct, discrete new indicator trains that represent new targets that we'll be drilling this fall, or sorry, that we'll be drilling in February of 2015. And
what sort of meters?
New kimberlites. Oh, we're just putting together the program right now, so in the neighborhood of a 2,000 to 3,000 meter drill program. We certainly will have more targets that we'll have time to drill, but that's okay. We'll put our best ones forward, and certainly more drilling on PK150. We need to see how big this thing is, and then get more drill results. So it all adds together that the first half of 2015 is going to be hugely important for the company.
Transformational year for you guys.